into
Actually,
this.
I think they're back together. I don't know what I'm talking about.
He was with Jenny Ann, wasn't he?
I don't know anymore.
Either way.
He's good in Fight Club, though. That's my one opinion I have about Brad Pitt.
It was a great movie, and this could be a interesting game.
Yeah, I like what the desk was saying. You know, like, I think Janko's painted the picture perfectly, and we are ready and waiting to see exactly what we get offered up from the Oceanic competitors on the defense. It is Renegades on the CT side for this pistol. They've flubbed the molly. FBX, Farley gets a slap on the wrist. -10 DKP. They've lost their pistol. They're picking it up. It's already set the scene, Chad, for what we may be consuming tonight.
Yeah, well, the fact they get the kills after flubbing the molly on the execute, that's one that they're going to remember, as Farley's going to take down Alistair, or maybe not. Malta's found one as well.
Hello, Alistair, however, has fallen, met by Maiden. Zen in lobby for the after plant. They can tickle it. They're taking their time. There is plenty of it. Quick kill onto Maiden is required. Sicko does hit the necessary shots. He's got a good one-on-one. Zen hits the first, and now surely it's his. He can play with the clock here, play with the duel, but a quick, precise shot. Malta's done enough. 3 from him. Sicko with an important contribution as well, but Renegades retake. FunPlus Phoenix gonna feel like they've had that one robbed away.
Yeah, okay, just for people who maybe are like, what's wrong, Chad? Why are you already off to a bit of a quaky start? Well, nobody broke the windows for Farley to throw his molly. Now, probably the person who made the strat, usually the in-game leader or the coach, would have somebody assigned to doing that. And we know that right now FPX are in a bit of flux regarding that whole in-game leader situation. So maybe that's why, but regardless, bomb goes down, they get a bunch of kills, and they can get some AKs out. So 3 rifles, it's gonna be 2 AK-47s, a Galil, and we've even got ourselves a Tech-9 and a Deagle. Utility not too bad. The buy from Renegades, Famis's, they've got an AUG straight out for Malta. MP9 for ins and a scout towards yard. Zen, very quick, dry.
He's already across, dude, and this is so much power, even in just the position.
Has Sicko seen that whatsoever? It looks like he's still just facing towards yard right now.
You know, good point.
He's been smoked off, so he's definitely aware that something could have slipped the net. And Alistair's down here already. This is a big fight.
Oh, yeah, he has.
Sunny
even. The double fins. And fins in the water as they start to circle towards the lower site. Ooh, Malta evades the deagle, blocks off with the incendiary. He's bought himself time for any potential ramp funny business, and a nice smoke blooming. If Alistair continues to weather the storm of the nades and bullets, he has done so nicely, they'll pivot to top side. Looks like Sunny's distraction's not going to get him far.
He's watching Squeaky right now for Renegades, because that's where they want to drop FPX. Those pistols into Squeaky door. Sicko's taking some damage.
He's gotta live.
Is it a top split? They're going back
Feels
towards
like
main.
it, yeah. Splitting up towards the top side. Ins deals with 1. Close quarters, perfect weapon for the job with an MP9. Alistair, he's actually opted for the flank. Sunny's gonna have his pants pulled around his ankles there. Expecting the swing from main. Zen's got a lot to deal with, especially now the CTs are starting to close. The vice grip, lobby pressure. Hats has found Zen. And there you have it. Renegades pretty clean, tidy, and some upgrades found across the map.
Yeah, handled there. It did look dicey for a moment. Sicko losing track of them in yard. The fact that they had so much control. Alistair didn't get too flustered, didn't go for fights he didn't need to. And from there was able to come in with a clutch flank. And 2-0 the scoreline, as FPX will be opting to go for an eco round here. Some light upgraded pistols will be on the agenda. As you can see, Zen there going for that Tech-9. Maiden with a Deagle, and Sunny and Sticko chiming in with the same. Farley, the AWP player for the squad, will be holding on to just a Glock, making sure he has the finances. Let's get back on board with Sicko here.
Bang. It's pretty embarrassing that my job is to commentate Counter-Strike and I still accidentally just say bang when I'm watching.
Sound effects?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, why not? We could probably do a whole round.
It's just very satisfying. Like, if you guys have never done it at home, just say bang, and sometimes when they hit the shot, you kind of feel like you controlled it. Just me, maybe.
If you see the MP9, do a bit more of a brrr.
Yeah. How's your skrr? Can you roll your tongue? Just roll the tongue. Give me an R. Okay, so you could totally skrr if you wanted to.
I could.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm too old for that.
I don't know. Stay trapping, dude. Stay trapping. Brand new whip just hum.
Renegades just need to defend against this one and see if they can deny the plant. Don't let any excess cash come in. Now, if you put the shoe on the other foot, FPX will be looking to take as many bodies as they can and get that bomb down. Oof. Another tag onto Sunny. He had a rough time of it yesterday against Complexity.
Yeah, look at this. He's taking some liberties, though. Tagged up immediately. He manages to get across, and now Sicko is going to have to relay that information, Chad. At least it is the smallest bricks in this sandcastle, but it is going to maybe pull at least a CT down ramp. It looks like Alistair is going to acknowledge that that's a gap.
Yeah, they need to not get caught with their knives out as much as what they did yesterday, the Renegades.
Yeah, they're going ramp. They're actually walking into the gap that they've created here with the Sunny position.
Well, they have to break the window. Alistair hears this.
Hasn't heard it yet. And here we go. Quick reactions from Alistair. If they can pressure onto Malta, he's filled the gap nicely with the orb.
Rotator as well.
Oh, it's clean.
Easy. You can see the Link players there. You can see how they were all connected, the good information. But Yard has been quite open on a few of these early rounds, right? That might change when we get to the gun rounds, but that's a gap that FPX will definitely be able to close on up. Farley gets out his AWP. Now let's look for a couple of the standard FPX plays. We talk about their top explode where they play in that squeaky door. They go for those secret smokes to get lower control. Very good at that once they do get across. Farley getting boosted on top of the red box yesterday was where they were finding.
That was very effective. Good point.
Poison, so that's something that Renegades will need to keep.
We have got the T-side orb, so outside smokes as well as the potential for the boost. Sicko did equip himself as well. He's pre-aiming the right spot into the shin pads of Farley.
He was ready for the jump spot there, not ready for the full boost.
Oh, they dunk him! Sicko! Good nade.
Good arm.
Lovely hops. Alistair, graceful, like a gazelle, prancing across the plains of Cedar Creek.
Oh, this is stalled out again, and if FPX aren't able to take some ground back after losing that opening...
Malta's looking frisky. I mean, he is in his home turf now. How appropriate.
His alias used to be Man from Malta.
And now he's straight up boot camping in Malta. Probably didn't see that chapter of his life coming in when he chose that nickname, did he?
All right, well, this is going to be a tough one because look towards the top side. We have Ins tucked in. MP9 ready to strike. Hats to play off of his contact.
Alistair's up to his usual antics.
Needs to be careful, though. Look how much time we're still dealing with. Just 50 seconds.
Dude, imagine if Sunny... Yeah, okay, so he's actually potentially vulnerable. That's a good time smoke, dude. They'll throw bullets down range, nothing connecting. FPX, though, they are twiddling their thumbs here, Chad. What's the go?
They're
still on roof. It's a top site explode.
Yeah, Renegades have all the info, so they're set up for this one. It just comes down to the headshots at this point. This Molly's going to stall them out as well.
It's such good timing. Just as it fades, they're trying to pull the pins. What do you do? Oh, he's dinked another as well. Great suppression. Has to swing, commits to the spray, and finishes off the job that his util did. 20 seconds. What are you doing, FPX?
Saving.
Oh, dear. That's a cancel.
That's
straight
so
up.
Out.
Sunny spent his entire round with a Molotov staring at a cloud.
And it all started with Sicko getting a leg shot, following it up with the nade, and then Alistair taking information for free. And that's all that round was, right? Everything that you saw in the skirmish towards topside, you can basically neglect all of that. It was perfectly played.
The fact that we were on Ali's POV as well, when we were seeing that util, the timing, 45 seconds you smoke squeak, 30 seconds you incendiary as they're about to try and pop top. Oof.
That's one of the things that if we note what Renegades did yesterday, right? They were happy to play aggressive. Now, sometimes it looked a little bit like, what
can he see?
Probably
Vision
not a lot.
Distorted, yeah. Even through the molly, it's pretty damn tough at that range. You can see he swings out, does manage to get that definite damage. Lethality found, and 4-0. If you have just joined us, you're just in time. It's first game, first map. 4-0 in our second day of ESL Pro League's 13th season. And T-side AWPing, obviously, as you were talking about, it is going to be a slightly lighter buy from the FPX boys. A timeout's been called. So as you've already highlighted, you've listed a couple of their tendencies and preferences. Probably now is about time when you get, Devil Walker et al. Framing this one up for a different page.
Yeah, and I think one of the keys right there is just getting that secret control, because they didn't get that secret control because they were forced back with
Ali's pushes, yeah.
Because they didn't get that info, it meant that Renegades had all the info. You're not worried about yard, you're not worried about secret, you're not worried about lower. You can just look at ramp and you can just look at top side. Very, very simple stuff here. So FPX in the early stages need to fight for a bit more territory.
This is hot. This is really hot. Sicko, no!
Through the legs.
Between the wickets, nade might enable him to escape. It's sketchy, but it's enough. He's out, and now top site's a problem, not if Ins.
Needs another.
Needs to hand out haircuts. He's vulnerable from Squeak, drops his smoke. He is going to be, tagged up. He escapes. Sunny and Stiko, however, have taken ramp, taken bodies. It does seem like they can pivot top site through heaven. There is a big gap there. Zen outside as well. Hats maybe could be the one to resolve this issue. They're setting up and establishing a new mid-round crossfire. That's a nice, easy lineup.
He must be aware.
Yeah. He hears it, sees it, eliminates the bomb. Down the bottom of hell, and indeed hell now for FPX as another round starts falling between their fingers. No options for Stiko.
Hard to say.
You'd have to give it to him. I mean, yeah, he's going to walk towards CT spawn, I suppose, or is he's going on his own little adventure, wants to be unpredictable with this. Low HP as well. Single bullet in the right place.
Yeah, he has the bomb, so if he can maybe slip onto the top side and get this kill onto Ins.
No, look, he's got a really nice angle. Ins will see him as he comes around and quickly darts away. Information.
Oh!
He might go for that, you know? Sticko's suddenly getting a bit of a feeling the mojo. Plant, no, I'll fake it out. A chance if Seco didn't come up at the exact right time. Okay, Stico gives it a good go. Renegades 5, FunPlus Phoenix. Oh.
We're going to have some dicey moments. Seco, Sticko.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah,
for some reason, I get all Australian with Sicko. It's really weird. I couldn't explain it. My brain is unique. It's Sicko.
What if I told you that he was from New Zealand?
Well,
does that help?
Not going to help.
Okay.
No, it's just because it's spelled with a C, and I'm like, that's just weird, dude. Like, you want me to say Sicko, like, with a hard K?
I think his name is Simon. So
like, I want to say Psycho, if I'm honest. Like, you've spelled it terribly.
No, well, I think because his name's Simon. So in our little place, you probably call it Simon the Sicko.
Simon the Sicko, or Psycho, if you...
Or that, yeah.
Maybe it's Psycho, S-I-C-O, I don't know.
Sonny's a bit psycho right now, down the vent.
He gets away with this more often than not, man. It's the ability to maneuver through those smokes seamlessly.
This is called. So how many rotators do we have towards lower? So far, just Malta.
Yeah, he's
so early on the util.
Yeah, just straight reactionary
Panic
stuff to the
button.
calls, yeah. He had no idea where they were. They've got so much time now to weather the storm of this Utah. I mean, it's a plant surely unlikely, Chad. That's their last smoke. If they don't plant in that smoke, they're screwed, and they're throwing the bomb around.
Yeah, well, he's run into it.
Here we are.
Spotted something.
About 10 seconds maybe on that smoke. If they don't plant, it's going to be very difficult to hold this at bay. Zen could change things with a power position up ramp.
The bomb, though.
He's going for it. They may not be able to contest. Wow, they're using their bodies. Even the HE's suppressing.
This is sketchy now.
Renegades is getting a bit awkward. Hats has drawn blood with the nade. They start to press in. Advancing the pressure, but Farley's already taken a scalp. Sicko actually incredibly low. Stico, oh, hitting another one. Sicko, you can't take that fight. You're 1 HP. The Deagle can start hitting every shot. Finally, he saves himself. One remains. Maiden's done the damage. Bomb ticking. Looking like a jeopardized round for the Renegades as it's just one Deagle headshot. He's jiggled, he goes, he's off it.
That's it.
Maiden secures the round with intuition and graceful movement now to punish on the way out. Looks like Hats will recover the AWP as some sort of compliment to the misery.
You can definitely see the difference between the tier 1 teams and what Renegades are doing with their rotations there, right? They got lower. They must have been aware because they had that skirmish with Sunny towards Squeaky and they knew that the secret smokes were up. But there was nobody close enough for any sound cues. They didn't rotate down the vent because of Sunny's position. And Malta didn't push into the site when he had a timing window to do so, throwing out his utility because he thought they were super close. So just a little bit late there on that rotation is the difference between winning and losing that round, but it's shown you how easy it is once you get secret control to punish Renegades in the rotation. So
we've got some
more of that.
Different outside smokes being thrown out. It's the Lockers deep smoke, so Sicko's not going to be addressing it early. He's actually running for secret control.
Sunny's across again, so
yeah,
this
but
duel right here, that scope's heard.
It is?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, Malta, no! Shot in the back of the head. Stico's caught a timing. And that's wide open now. Another vulnerability found in the Renegades' defense. Alistair, he's actually managed to pivot down the vents this time. A chance to contest. Beat the util, trying to. He's ahead of the smoke. Maiden and Sunny, however, have caught everyone. Hats, ins, both added to the feed, and it looks like Sicko next on Stico's list.
Going to be a lot of that, I think, this game. Hard to even try.
Slipping the net, you mean?
Yeah, because... Oh, hold up a second. Alistair, knife out.
Hello?
This is a freebie. Oh, it's a freebie. Ah, dear.
Oh,
so,
man.
I want to be nice, but I want to be truthful.
I think there's a way to do your job, be truthful and be nice.
I'm going to try and have a balance here. Now, Malta dying with his back turned here.
He clipped the side as well.
But if you remember yesterday on Inferno...
I saw that a couple of times.
Yeah, and caught with their knives out, caught with nades out, caught out of position, not ready for the
Does this feel
rotations.
familiar, Chad? Have you played this kind of Counter-Strike?
It's so hard to adjust to a different meta, to try and play on the level with the people who understand it down to the finest of details. And if you cannot control rotations on the CT side, on a map like Nuke, you are going to be in for a half of hurt. It's not even the top executes, it's not even just the fact that they're going to shoot you in the head, it's the fact that you are going to be strung out and have no information.
And what do you believe is that, I mean, I can't imagine the answer is anything but time on European soil in terms of remedying that. Or are you suggesting that they
need a coach? They really need a coach. Like the way that they were talking about practice in that interview with Alistair, one of the problems...
Ooh. Good find.
Maybe this is close. Hold up. 2 alive, both have AKs. Let's see how this one runs before I get on my bloody soapboxes. They're going into top. Malta has heard some of this, and never mind. Maiden up the ladder, finishes him off. It's just Seiko. I even did it. It's just Seiko with this AK.
Seiko.
Sounds like Seagull. He's got 1.
Here we are. Could do something with that.
He won a pretty nice clutch yesterday with the AWP.
Sonny's trained on his position with the aforementioned Zoom Banger, and yeah, we have it. 2 for the Finn, 5 total, but 3 for the FPX gang. That's, I think, consecutive rounds as well. Yeah, it is. So the Renegades starting to feel the pressure. We did see FPX kind of screw up a couple of their executes on the opening pistol as well as into the conversion, which did lead to Renegades with a convincing 5-0 start.
Yeah, it feels like if they were ever going to win a game, Renegades in this group, it's going to be against one of these teams who have just made roster changes, right? Or are using a stand-in. And when you look at it, FPX is one of those. You would have thought OG maybe would be up in that similar group, but they just beat Big last night in a 3-map affair. So the chances to get a win, and I kind of agree with Yanko on the desk. Like, it's all good and well coming over here, boot camping, learning a lot. But if you go home without anything, right, it's really going to hurt. The only team they've beaten while on European soil was Team 1. They're a Brazilian team. They're not even European. So even a map, even a close series against one of these more established names is going to mean a lot. Because for these guys, the adjustment, the fact that they don't have a coach, Myth has obviously gone to Mousesports, they've lost their in-game leader of Dexter. There's a lot of holes for them to plug.
I hadn't thought, I hadn't made the connection as well that Mytha was, coaching them for the majority of their domestic dominance.
Yeah, so that's something that you need to keep in mind is now they've lost their entire support network, having to rebuild on the fly. It's hard to do it when you've never been in this situation before. So I don't falter them.
It's a different setup now. Sicko and Alistair given the responsibility of contesting with what looks to be late outside smokes. I mean, yep, it's not far off with the guess.
Yeah, he's waiting for his buddy.
He's waiting for his friend to arrive.
We need another smoke. I can't throw on both.
So whether or not they're behind them will determine a lot of how much action Alistair sees. He's responsible for the main swing. He's got Sicko calling the cross to Secret. It's Malta on ramp that may have to reactively pivot.
So right now, Malta needs to go lower and Sicko needs to rotate. So Alistair needs to stay covering off main and towards ladder.
And Malta needs to be moving now.
Malta should already be in the lower side because they've lost information, right?
Yeah.
Sicko can come back. He can overlap and watch ramp.
He can even hit Alice just hearing this. Oh, a chance! Does take down Maiden, and not going to go down for the potential trade frag. Evades the nade, Zen bouncing around main. 50 seconds, Chad, and they can pivot both sides. They've got a lot of control here.
Massive gap, so the top players need to be aware of this flank.
Oh, this is so stressful. Why? Even 5v4, it feels like FPX's positioning alone is enough to get the CTs under their skin, and not only under their skin, behind their AWP. Ah! Oh, Sicko.
Where it all comes down to timing.
But yeah. Something you talked about on train when we watched Renegades was a lot of their angles depended on timing. And it doesn't favor Sicko this time. Oh, info and ins pushes. That's ramp open. Sunny, a big important frag from Alistair, taking down the ramp, or rather, excuse me, outside lurk. It's Malta tucked in on dark. This should be enough to deny the plant if he's not planting safe, which he is doing. Incendiary's late. Sicko holding a good angle, but Hats is punished, and Farley, close quarters, burns eventually. Malta, great incendiary. Zen silently down the... Oh, I think he's got time. They're faffing around with nades. They don't have the info. He's got a great flank onto Hats. I wonder if he trigger disciplines this. No need.
Wow, good
Hats,
awareness.
great awareness.
Oh, he thought he had done enough there. You could consider the fact where Zen went, where his journey. If you mark it on a map and you plot it, you're not going to be expecting him to be coming back down the vent through that decon door. So the fact that Renegades picked that one up, that's good stuff to stop the streak here of FPX. And this position from Alistair, we can see how it nets them the first, but when he ducks away, they do punish these gaps. So there's going to be a constant threat for Renegades throughout this game, and if they're able to, keep these rounds competitive like this, and as they adjust as the game continues, maybe work out, yeah, you can see Zen's frustration. Just not expecting that either. Thought he had done enough there. The lurk looked really good. But look at the buy, Alex. Going into this one, Renegades are the ones with a UMP. Full AKs out for FPX. Stiko might sit in this smoke, or here it comes, top explode.
He's just held W. He's got himself into the smoke. You know this strat. You know this strat, Chad. You talked about it before. They'll flash him through, and he's out. Straight in. It's perfect. Hats has gobbled up Sunny's flashbang treat. Sunny back down the vents with his usual tricks. You know the rotates suck. Alistair, oh, a chance, a big chance. All he needs to do, strike into Stiko and find the equalizing frag. This is crucial. He's done exactly that. They're down lower, though. Let's see how those rotates are feeling.
Wait,
the
Zen
bomb's
has the
still
bomb.
there. Yeah, I don't know if Sicko's going to fall into the trap of assuming it would be clear by now.
This is big problems. Alistair needs to clear
He's doing
this.
so much
He's
work.
looking the wrong way.
Knife out.
Knife out.
How many for the tally?
Someone start counting.
That's 4 off the top of my head.
Well, Zen at least has been able to get them another frag, and this one here should be another.
Should. They're kissing. Fondling each other in the smoke. No one knows. Inns might have worked it out. This is not fun. Some nasty deaths, dude. Like proper tilt-worthy deaths occurring so far for the Renegades.
Yeah, now in this 2-on-4 situation, save is the best option. Sicko is starting to indicate that by edging back towards spawn. Malta has been able to upgrade from that UMP into an AK. Now it's just about getting away with these weapons. FPX did a really good job there. They just faked the strat that we talk about, right? So the way that Complexity dealt with that yesterday, as soon as that smoke was limped out in front of Squeaky Door, just near that hut, JKS would spam on the right-hand side, or his perspective.
Yeah.
That would clear out that position, because if you hug the left to the vent, yeah, you're probably going to be okay with the bullets anyway.
And the hut player always putting that pressure on.
And the reason they explode from that position is so they can pivot quickly around that Tetris box and get into the site, right? So you know that when you see that smoke, it's likely to be a play like that. You've got Rops, who in the past, he used to like doing that smoke and then playing next to the vent, covering
He's holding W. Are you not holding W? I can't comment because I play with my super zoomed out map, but I think I've seen a lot of FPL streams.
Zoom in.
You have that zoom in map, and as soon as you see your dot no longer progressing through that smoke, you know, it's such a nuanced touch, and I suck at the awareness of it. I've seen really good players that are really good at maneuvering through those smokes with that radar ability.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe he was trying to nutmeg the smoke.
Exactly, yeah, and he's just like, oh, I've screwed the pooch, I'm going to get out of there.
Yeah.
Okay, Sicko, we've seen him pull this off many times. Shut down outside, an important first. A second would be a luxury. If he can get this util out, he may be able to reposition, but it's a bit of a Hail Mary. Nice. Escapes the flames, goes for a repeat, brave. But he's definitely sent FPX down a peg. Stiko immediately, okay, that's powerful. Alistair, by finding the trade, has removed that part of the map from the FPX playbook. 3 remain, they're out main. And they're going for a walk towards the wrap around. Now, this is going to be an interesting test from Renegades in their awareness as to whether or not they can lose FPX here, because that top site will be vulnerable momentarily. A main swing from Zen. Hats has only got a
He's under
USP.
so much pressure here.
Oh, and he's going to get... He's actually holding an angle for Heaven. They're playing retake from lobby.
They have to know now. It's either going to be secret or ladder.
Yeah, enough time has passed. This ramp rotate almost bolsters the numbers now on top site.
Rifle's made it into the site. It's even looking towards Heaven. Malta needs to stick to his guns here.
Yeah. Here they come. Caught out. Farley drops in. 15 HP as the bomb goes down. They're caught. Maiden with a spray. It's peppered them. Significant damage inflicted, but no one's down just yet. Maiden is now dropped into the site. Farley pivots towards the hut. Trying to draw attention. Rot the clock. CT's closing the gap. Alistair, a lot of responsibility on this one. He's caught a lot of damage. Farley's found another as well. Sicko falls. Alistair can't clutch up, and FPX continue to close this gap.
Yeah, good stuff by FPX. They're under pressure against the saved weapons of Renegades. Nice little boost from Alistair, catching them a freebie, but unable to convert as that power position of Heaven. You know how difficult it is on the CT side to initially establish in case the flashes and nades are coming in, but when you get it late and you get it free and you're up to with those AKs, the CTs, they're the ones having to battle back in. And just here you can see the bullets from Malta not quite landing where he would have liked. Maiden, cool, calm, and collected, even dropping off that Heaven position, keeping both of them on the floor. They will buy back in here, so light on utility. And now that this later secret approach is coming on through, they're not really getting ravaged by the AWP as much. It's not the same as what Poison was doing, that's for sure. All right, here we go. He's lining up.
Did they break the vent or the window this time?
That's a good question. Looks like it.
Yes. And look what it's done. Hat's forced out to the smoke. He'll be cowering in his own smoke. Could get shot at. Sunny finds it. Clean spray. And a trade from Inns. They're going to pivot into the lobby.
This is a good call.
This is a great call. If Malta can just survive, and Sicko does babysit nicely. The flank, however, has been quashed. Alistair presses the issue a bit too much. That smoke is going to buy so much time. If Malta could just not die, he's gone down. They know Inns has taken space. Sicko's hunting. Important duel to win. Trying to tuck away with his knife out, and he does. Just about. Sicko's pivot in. Great impact from him so far.
Down.
Inns with 3. Farley can clutch, certainly within his capability. Where's that bomb, though? And he's walked into Sicko's cross. 7. Bit of an ace between the two of them there.
Yeah, this is obviously, if you tuned into Katowice and you watched all the CIS teams, used to much of a slower paced game. A lot of these rounds are happening within the first 30 to 40 seconds, which is nice for the excitement. It's also quite difficult to catch up with where all the pushes are happening because Renegades are staying active on the map on the CT side. As soon as they lose one part of the map, they seem to be trying to reclaim that lobby territory quite often. Alistair always searching. Now, I want to kind of give people maybe something that they can sink their teeth into in understanding the CT setup right now. Alistair's the swingman. His job is actually the most important on the entire team because Malta locks down ramp, you have Hats going in towards top site with ins, and then you have Sicko who's floating around with the AWP. So Alistair and Sicko are the two most important members. How they're covering yard, the information that they relay, and the information that they take back when this control has been granted. Right. So those two are the ones you want to be really looking at here for their performance and how that forces the rest of their team to rotate around.
And seeing CT sides on Nuke that have coordinated outside aggressive moves where you send, you know, we've seen Blame F or whoever it may be, go for or Electronic, tuck in early by those boxes, and the amount of information you convey those early flanks behind lobby, it can be very, very punishing. Of course, risk and reward, they tend to just call upon Sicko. He's been spotted. He's going to gobble that nade. Lads, they know where I am. I'm being stared at. There's a second nade on my face. Lads, I'm in jeopardy. Hats, what have you got for me? A flashbang? Great. I'll sit in the smoke.
He's trying his best here. There's 3 eyes on him. He's been able to use their smokes against him.
They're throwing so much at Sicko. He's burning. Oh, it's brutal. They threw it all. It spread just a little wide. And there's first blood. Cauterized blood at that.
No one's rotated lower right now for Renegades, and they have been pushing into lobby a lot when they've been losing territory. So here they have to make up their mind, because if FPX, led by Zen and his yard presence, continue around to heaven, well, that noose will get tightened. And here he is, Alistair, only with an MP9, trying to make a bit of a play.
I don't envy Hats' position either. The fact that he's responsible for Squeaky and main until Alistair sets up. Yeah. Here's them. And can't adjust Farley with an upper angle. They're looking pretty drilled here. FPX taking some space.
Yeah, they're just slowing down this pace and really constricting Renegades here. Now Zen pushed into a very, very lurky position. Changes his mind halfway through, and Ins will spot that one. And they're just sauntering around yard. You can just see the shift key held, and onto top they run.
Ugh. Tough to break now. Turns the flash. Ins would be good to get one with his health. They do line up for him, but it's just the one. And you talked about Malta and Ramp. They know it as much as we do. Heaven, lobby, the possibilities. Bomb down with a couple of seconds to spare. Malta does not have the weaponry nor the utility to make a large impact here. A smoke would have gone a long way. Double crossfire on that site. Sicko's AWP could be a priority instead. It's over there.
Yeah, I don't know where it got thrown though, right? Sunny picked it up. Farley found a kill. I'm not sure where it's been left. He might just wait and see this bomb go off and see if he can salvage something, because the UMP, you don't really want to carry that through. He's having a look in here. Oh, and the long-range spray, the UMP not known for its distance. And here's the death for Sicko. So you can see he's trying to use their smoke wall against them, right? Just trying to stay, so at least to be disruptive.
Oh.
I think it's a fair play. Like, I understand why he's hanging around, because we saw yesterday when Poison got the opening kills against FPX, it made FPX's life a living nightmare. Unfortunately, Sicko's not getting away with the same plays.
They threw not only the smokes, the 2 nades, and the Molotov at him, but they threw their bodies at him as well. Yeah. I mean,
lots of pressure.
Lots of pressure for Sicko, and the fact that he'd already gobbled 2 nades, you know, repositioning off the spread of the molly, could have just been a formality had he not gobbled 60 damage.
Well, this is where the game really turns on a head. Scoreline 7-6, FPX going up against the eco of Renegades, and going into the final round of play, they're only going to have a little bit of loss bonus, middle of the pack, as it were. So their buy will come on through for round 15, and it's not going to look juicy. Maiden's out on top. Sunny's going to get greeted with an inquisitive Alistair, who's walking on in, and the bomb should be going down.
Do you have a mental picture when you say the word inquisitive? Because I do. I see like a German Shepherd puppy turning its head when you make a weird noise, you know? Okay. Inquisitive.
When I say that, I just remember the saying curiosity killed the cat.
Ah, you mean like that idiom that has nothing to do with
cats?
Cats.
Yeah. I don't know why. That one just seems to stand out.
What is that adage trying to tell us? That you shouldn't be curious and shouldn't like
I don't know.
Ask questions?
It's a weird one, isn't it? We might have to look into the origins of that one.
I mean, yeah, when do you say that? Do you say that when it's like, well, don't go trying new things and advancing yourself and growing. Don't be curious.
Warn of dangers of unnecessary investigation or experimentation.
Sounds like a proper baby boomer, restrictive.
Well, it is something my mum says.
Nuclear family kind of vibe.
Yeah. Well, that's where
right, maybe we just cut that one out of our vocabulary. Yeah, you know what? Screw that.
Killed the cat.
What, Alex?
I do still like a quick game's a good game because it makes no sense.
Yeah, a quick game's a good game.
That's always one of my favorites.
That one's gotten us through many 3 best of 3 days.
Well, this one here is looking like an 8-7 for FPX. As Renegades low on utility, will need Sicko to find a kill yard. He's lost territory again.
His options are so limited with the way they're taking yard.
Oh, it was scary to play against. I mean, like,
yeah, you take a pot shot through a smoke if you opt for credit card, or you wait for them to smoke you off on the cross, and then you call a rotate. It's so hard to find impact, and it helps you appreciate what those that do. Now, the same yard presence, late bomb, and Malta's been having his fair share of issues on that ramp room. He's been forced out of the ramp position. Steeko's such a thorn in their side at the moment. Been very impressive on this T side, and speaking of impressive, Maiden's Spray has opened up the top site for business. Only Inns is there. Malta's trying to get retake info. He's called for Sicko's support, but they're gonna hear all of this. Steeko knows. And Malta surely on his hunt. Oh, doesn't even have to contend with Steeko now. Even more awkward for the boys. FPX can take this space if they can contend with Sicko. Alistair can respond to the low site from Secret. Oh no, he has no idea. He's
not going to clear it. There's no way.
It was just a matter of time.
Execution right now. Only 2 remain. And they're faking top, so Alistair's the one in the right position for this lower bomb site take. We can see he's getting a wind of it right now, but too little too late. They're behind you, mate.
And that is the way the cookie crumbles. Which reminds me of Bruce Almighty. Alrighty, 8-7. We'll be right back. FPX squeak out a lead versus the Renegades in the very first map of our second day.
So considering the style in our team right now, there's going to be a bit of both, where Sunny will bring something from his old teams and old lineups, and there's going to be a mixture of our, ideas that we fill in, and we try to. That's kind of a good thing about this lineup, that we can switch around, the play style from, old FPX/Godsend and old ends where Sunny used to play before. So if something goes wrong, we can have a little backdoor and see if it works. But definitely it's going to be really hard, considering that teams in the group that we have, they have pretty strong map pools and everything. They're pretty set. So we're just going to try to implement a bit of both, so a mixture.
Hey Future Pros! Nuke is one of my favorite maps. So today I'll show you a powerful fast A flash Glaive often throws for Astralis. This flash works wonders for a hut rush. Communicate to your team you have a god flash and politely ask them to rush hut. First things first, break out the window on this skylight. To throw this flash, climb the ladder. When you're at the top, aim to this section of the dome. Run forward and throw the flash while you're running against the vent. As you can see from Twist POV, he gets completely flashed. This should allow your team to get a practically free kill while entering the site through hut. Good luck and happy flashing.
Rocking and a rolling back into the second half of Nuke. You can see Zen over the course of that first half has experienced a wide plethora of emotions, as have we all. Renegades starting with 5, FunPlus Phoenix finishing with 8. It is an 8-7 half. Going into the defense though, FPX on the CT, Renegades on the attack, and I have the lovely, still slightly Australian, Chad Sponge Birchill hanging out with me. Speaking of, the Oceanic squad heading towards a ramp take. Stico's been so perfect with his crosshair, and he does, look how much he stands his ground. He's got so much faith in himself. And the damage inflicted speaks volumes. Look what it's done. They're shell-shocked back to lobby. Hats confirms that ramp is still under their remit, but they've got 90 seconds now to try and find a way where these low HP on 2, like half of your attacking force, has been significantly gimped.
Well, smoking towards main indicates it could be a top hit.
Yeah. Oh, that was one of the healthy ones. Insta's gone down. Alistair's just begging him to peek. Just please, mate. Maiden, just hold down D just a little longer. He's not giving him anything. Desperately baiting with the steps on Seiko. Desperately baiting, but look at them. They're not biting at all. Another jiggle. Sunny comes in, and Maiden eventually gets the long-awaited frag onto Alistair.
Yeah, pretty clean one right there. All that damage over towards ramp early, that sealed the deal. You could see once you're operating at that low HP and you want to pivot back, as soon as you face into a fight against the USP, you're going to drop very, very quickly. And Renegades are going to respond with a force spy of their own. Siko's going to buy into a scout. Here's the opening from Inns, at least, into the top site. But yeah, Zen, he's really having a rough go of it today, isn't he? Yeah, it's not like it's bad on the scoreboard or anything. He's got 10 kills. It's all good.
It's all good. It's just a highly stressful game, apparently.
At least he's invested. That's always one of the positives.
Wow, Zico gets a lot of exposure onto Farley there. He's actually mantled on that red box, and Farley still knocks off Inns' head. He's so dynamic, a very quick and snappy scout. FPX, they came into this with an advantage of fully invested Renegades on this T side, so a shot from the scout would have opened up the account. Instead, it's Hats trying to put one onto Stico's head. Malta swinging out loudly as well. He's
great nade, actually.
He's crosshair in the right place. Oh, and then they just disappear. I mean, FPX, they're playing a brand of Counter-Strike that is reserved and effective.
Yeah, changing that puzzle piece on the fly here. So Malta, what are you going to do, mate? You've got control, but you even got a bit of damage.
Imagine that being another one of Zen's deaths.
Yeah,
I'm sure the reaction would be equally as fun. Stico, 16 frags, top of the scoreboard, and looking for more. Going to add a couple more delicacies to his platter. What am I saying sometimes? I don't.
He's a man of culture, though.
Yeah, that's what I was feeling. Hats denies it all.
He can plant now. Smoked off window side and decon, right? So both doors are covered off.
Okay, but what's the single possible way you play an after plant?
Play together in these doors. If you're able to stop them from getting control of window side, you have a chance.
And that's what Malta and Hats have done. Alistair's even close by as well.
Oh, they're all going decon.
This kind of works in the favor of, unless you're convinced it's potential ramp. Zen's going to be the late addition, but 3 out decon. Oh, there's a flank. He can bait. This is great. Survive, Alistair. Survive for as long as you can. He's got an angle for the bomb. It's Malta that can punish first. Take the contact. Take the head. Farley down as well. Oh, and it's 3 from Malta. The searing heat of the Mediterranean felt in the server. And that'll be 8 to Renegades.
Look at Zen.
He's trying to remain Zen. It's the yin and the yang.
Just hands off. Just all right. Oh, all right.
All right. All right. All right.
I just wanted to, I wish I could hear what Devil Walk was saying, or like Sunny was saying at that time while he's just pulling those kind of faces. Now, this was how it started, right? And I wouldn't mind, well, let's wait and see what Malta did again. I'm sure we might get that highlight package. Here it is. Swings the door open, unannounced. Get out of my bomb site. Bosh.
God, slow motion deagle does just sound
especially
even
over the shoulder.
More intimidating.
It's like we're watching a Die Hard film.
Honestly, yeah, a massive shout out to the replay ops. They've been doing a fantastic job. It's an art form in itself, and it's an underappreciated one from the spectator's eye.
Inza slipped the net.
Here we are. It's actually pulled early util though. It's actually one of their 2 smokes, so the chances of having that util has paid off nicely.
So 4 players down here behind this. One on top of Silo is Malta. He's just going to be dealing with a bit of the rotation. Sorry, he's over towards... Well, he's near the Silo. I was close enough.
Yeah. Ouch. Sticko is such a
here.
thorn in their side, and it's a big stack of CTs. The bullets and trades do go evenly. Maltas pulls it back into a Renegade's lead, albeit slight. A quick pivot to the top site. Vents, a possibility. They're going up for heaven because they want to run through the smoke. Sunny and Zen will have a meeting about how they plan to approach this one. Up through Vents isn't going to be so fun. He has util. If he can just get up the vent, that util can really delay and make this plan awkward. But look at Alistair. Oh, actually, he's the bomb. He might have to throw it to a teammate so one of them stays up there.
Yeah, I think that vent rotation is the only thing they're worried about right now. They knew how many bodies were towards lower.
Yeah, and with SMGs, I think the chances of seeing an FPX contest here are dwindling with every passing second.
Yeah, it feels flustered, and then Renegades were able to deal with it, right? And at this point, I think as soon as just keep it on Zen. I just want to look at his facial expressions. Everybody enjoy them. It's quite telling, right? Like, it's actually really cool to see a player's facial expressions while things are going wrong. Just holding on to these two SMGs. They tried to force buy back in and keep this one competitive, but it looks like and we'll have to concede and take the eco in the next. So upgrading into sidearms is probably what has happened here. I think Zen, we saw him pick up a Deagle. Sunny's probably got something as well on the side of his belt. And they'll be able to drop those Deagles across just to keep things competitive going forward. But Renegades tie things up 9-9. Now, the CT side was sketchy. It felt like there was a lot of odd counter going on. But right now, that was pretty basic, right? Secret control, they get towards lower, they've won themselves a force buy, change the names up top, it could be anybody playing. So they will drop those pistols across to their teammates. Sticko gets one of the Deagles, Maiden getting one as well. 2 SMGs, Farley's more than used to operating with a USP, being the AWPer of the squad, so he can just stick with that one right there. And this will still be a difficult round for Renegades. I think that they have to go up against this light utility and an FPX who can hit some big shots. Yard smokes again, very quick. So notice how they're throwing their own Molotov there, Renegades. It's one of those things that we've spoken about a lot in the past, is they drop their own Molotov so that they make sure, they guarantee the smoke wall, but under pressure, Zen grabs a freebie.
Yeah, that's a real wallop. Something for FPX to claw into round 19. They're testing Sticko. He has had some impressive shots so far, and he does have his crosshair in the right place. Knocks down Hats. Sunny with another opportunity. They don't check the close corner, and it's good trades for FPX, Chad. I got a sinking feeling. It's only USP. The armored M4 on Zen still to fill the feed. Haven't seen him in action just yet. Sticko is so low as well. Like, Malta's going to be the way back in.
Yeah, the fact that Zen was able to pick up that M4 from Inz's body is actually huge, right? Now he can actually play this like it's a traditional round, whereas Maiden and Farley need to make sure that they're working off of one another. Both of which more towards the top site. Oh, and look at this re-aggression. This could be the undoing of Zen.
Yeah. Oh! He's found him. That's an important frag as well. That's bomb ramp, and I assume that information will be conveyed. So Malta tasked with a 30-second
Look where the bomb is.
clutch. Yeah, he's going to have to do some parkour to get up there. Hup. Oh, precision as well. No, oh, never mind.
Oh.
Fudge. Okay, Counter-Strike did not like that. 20 seconds. Let's see what you got, what you're made of. In you go. You're not going to pull out the bomb, are you? Yep, you are. And shot in the back of the head. Double dink death 10 for a FunPlus Phoenix.
Yeah, that one there, an interesting one, right? It all started falling apart with that opening kill towards Yard, then they scuttled on towards Ramp. It was interesting to see this is the kill, right? So, timing. In the open, nade out, gets caught off guard, the rifle falls, they have to be spurred on towards Ramp because they were using the fake of, obviously, the secret wall smokes every time. In this situation, one player died with a nade out, 2 players died without even seeing their opponent because they were tucked into a corner. Sticko with the headshot immediately, Sunny towards the lower side. Actually, Farley as well with the last kill. So 3 of the 5 kills right there for FPX were with the opponent not even looking at them. That's the way you want to get it done. And they will force buy back here, Renegades. More pressure towards Ramp right now, and Sticko, well, he's the man with 17 kills to his name. Going to be difficult to get through him. Having no dramas hitting the shots. In's trying to sell the fake towards Yard. The L block smokes are up. Be familiar territory for somebody like Zen to deal with the lurk he plays through that and just putting that pause button. Renegades, they're hoping that the rotation from FPX is enough to find them a bit of a gap.
There's a small window here. Sticko's definitely been working on his angles. Look at that one. It's such a nuisance. The nade seems perfectly calculated for the finish. Great work from Alistair. Keeps it competitive. In's late as well. Out. Zen's not looking.
Oh, here's the gap.
This is a perfect gap, and there's zero information on In's position, so he has a lot of power in his hands here.
If Renegades just hit the break with ramps right now and let Inns work down secret, he might be able to get them a bit of territory or cut off the vent rotation.
I mean, is he going to go control side?
I don't know. They might just task him with vent, but it looks like he is searching. So if he clears out window side, they know when they come down lower, they have to focus more decon and sight.
Well, they've scouted him out. Doors will swing open on Steeko. This double peek could hurt. Yeah, nice work. Ints does convert. Maiden is down the vents, though, so it does seem FPX plan to contest. Sunny's there as well. Hats doubles up with Inns for a partnership of defense. And it seems like that's enough. As they see the incendiary, they know there's more util to be thrown out as we hear more bottles of flame hit the ground. Renegades equalizing.
Well handled as well, right? You can see they weren't flustered. You know, they were able to quite easily get that trade over towards ramp onto Farley. Then they just walked into lower using the territory that Inns was able to get them towards yard. It's not that the rotations or anything were bad for FPX. It's just that Renegades played that round very well. Now, one of the things that we did note yesterday, and I don't know if this was, you know, heroic disrespecting Renegades. And when I say that, I don't even mean it in negative connotations. If you know individually that you're a better team, an actual strategy is to throw the standard book out the window and just take the fight.
Yeah, I mean, all that anti-stratting was not going to feel great.
Yeah, because I think a lot of this, right, if you're just throwing something that they've looked into, it's like, oh, they're playing spawn-based, or they're being aggressive here, or they're doing things that are outside of their natural timings, it's going to make Renegade's life even harder. And when you are a team who needs to earn the respect, make them earn the respect. Yeah, FPX 100%. Today have been playing this as a team on our level, and maybe they are. But right now, Renegades haven't shown a lot in their time in Europe, and this here is some of the most convincing Counter-Strike we've seen them play. So let's see how far they can really take it.
Yeah, 3T rounds, all by virtue of the bomb plant explosion as well. So once they're getting into those sites and converting those rounds, Steeko does maneuver into secrets completely unscouted.
Yeah, trying to stifle them before they get this control.
There's a 4-man Renegade wall about to walk their way through these smokes.
There's a gap in that smoke though, right?
Yeah, he's got something to work with. It's perfect from Zen. Unloads his mag. Tracers are found. 4-on-4 as Steeko looks to come out of his hidey hole. And it's another clean shot. He is looking just mechanically sound.
Farley's clearing lobby right now with the AWP, so the fact he has this information is going to turn this on Renegade's head. They cannot go back through lobby.
Ooh, this could be another one of those nasty deaths for Malta if he's not careful. I wonder how fast or far Farley pushes this. Oh, this is yeah, and the Sicko's coming back from lobby, so this is going to be a very interesting state of affairs.
Oh, he's still searching.
He's had him next to each other, and Farley's going to get him. Bomb loose. Face palm for Malta. Lost his teammate Inns as well. Needs a clean one. Finds Maiden.
40 seconds, lots of time. Bomb is also...
Slow this one down. You've got an advantage. He's almost pieced together where they both are. He wants cast a glance towards the vents. He knows it's a possibility. But with 30 seconds, I mean, you've got both options, but you're going to have to start making decisions now. He's lingering. 28. Sunny pivots to the vent.
So many
Steeko does have that top site, or rather, the rotate to the low site. Malta's actually opting for Hut. This is the angle versus Sunny here. Common pre-aim, he doesn't get it. 11 for FunPlus Phoenix. And the CTs, after winning themselves that second round 4, so, excuse me, what was that round? That was our 6th. The one prior, have converted and continue to whittle away at what little remains for Renegades. It might have to be a conservative one.
Yeah, their money's not great right now. You can see here going into the next round, they're looking at the $1,900 loss bonus, so making sure they keep that money around the 2K plus mark. They will be able to get the buy through, but it'd be interesting to see what their approach is. We've seen them win a Deagle round so far, but it was with a little bit more equip. This time, Steeko straight out. Squeaky gets spammed on down, Maiden with 2, and it's just 3 remaining now as Malta, Hats, and Alistair have all the work ahead of them. Hats is on top of main. That will have been heard from the main player, so you can see Farley's attention is drawn.
Yeah, they're in trouble. They're not giving him a way back in. Steeko, same angle. Very hard to knock him off this one. And he's done it. Nice frag from Malta. Jump peek. Does expose himself to Farley's scout, but dunked on nicely. Little curveball from Farley.
Lots of Malta's deaths feel like they have been to nades, the poor guy.
Tagged and fragged. It's been gross.
Look at Zen. He even gets the bomb. Hello.
And 2 with their knife out. Add that to the tally. starting to pad that one up, but FPX do take a step closer to converting here on the CT side. It's a very close half. It was a close first as well. Let's not forget, 8-7 on the half. We continue to maintain that one round advantage. Maiden did just completely unload as the door swung open for him very conveniently.
That main position is a very, very difficult position. I know it looks like you just run in and spam squeaky, but you're also having to do a lot, right? You have to help your yard player with the wall smokes that are coming in. You also need to assist if he needs that help if he goes aggressive. You need to give information if you hear players top a silo or top a main. That's why Farley's allowed to play heads up Counter-Strike. He's like, oh, one drop main, he can adjust his angles. There's a lot more information that goes on with these spots than just going there and shooting the bad guys, right? And that's a lot of the stuff that we don't get to see, and it's very difficult to even highlight while the game with 10 different POVs is all happening. So Renegades, they've been able to punish the rotations in one clean gun round, right? They were able to do the L block smokes, get in some territory, get a trade over towards ramp, and they played that very well. But to do that day in, day out, or round in, round out, that's going to be more of a tough task. You can see FPX, they're not getting juked by too many of these rotations late. So the secret wall smoke is up successfully. There's no information for FPX whatsoever. They've already rotated one towards the lower site. Zen's dropped down. He's the one dealing with that. And through Hut, they push. Sunny wanted info, and he's dead.
Yeah, okay, nice. Stico's been such a problem for them on ramp, though. Continues to chip away with perfect utilities. Actually burnt hats down.
Great.
Takes the space off the back of that. Confirms there's no one close. No one behind is incendiary. He's got that information. They're back towards T-Roo, so could be seeing something towards that top site, or even faking it. You can see Alistair's going to be in a position to throw only a smoke and a flash, so nothing exciting. Might pivot back to lobby. CT vent cleared out by Maiden.
Oh, the lineup. Look how perfect that is. He almost had a double there. Taking space, they're making it awkward, but there's 3 players on the top side.
Zen. Here's it all going down, and he has unloaded into Alistair. 2 remain now for Oceania. 30 seconds. Stico is going to be caught. Hats with a crucial frag to make this a competitive 2v2. Knives are out, charging into the domain of Farley. He'll hear this.
It's only a scout, though.
Yeah, and he hasn't got a smoke. Flashbangs to try and heat them at bay. He'll use his USP now and hope
they're not clearing this.
Check it. Oh, the timing could not have been better. It's stupendous. Ins pulls it back into an even keel. Getting this plant with a couple of seconds to spare, but through the smoke, the spray is there. Ins, this new lease of life, a missed and squandered spray. Pushing back in, and he converts it. A huge round. 2 versus 3, ends with the impact.
Oh boy, that got very, very messy, right? Down ramp, time is a problem. They've knife out, they're jumping around. Farley gets 1, he almost gets the second. The smoke, it's basically telegraphing exactly where Inns has to plant.
This timing as well, just as they're coming around the corner, like that's deliberate. That's not happening by accident. That's Farley using his game sense as well, paired with those ears, perked up and times it to perfection, just as Hats is going to try and jump peek for the potential aggressor further away.
Well, they're fighting this now.
Or at least, no, they're posturing that they're fighting it. Zen's tucked into main. The aggressive smoke is going to get Inns a little bit cautious, jumps for info in any way he can.
They haven't fallen for it too often, FPX. When they've rotated, they've been correct. Zen there found himself on the top side, even after the secret wall smokes late. So Renegades might need to throw a little more convincing of a fake to get somebody down secret to keep those rotations honest, because once again, 3 players towards the top site here. You've got the individual Farley tucked all the way into the back of warehouse, and then over towards ramp is Stico. So this setup, they are obviously at a lower buy. You can check it out. It's got a Mag 7 Deagle, a couple of rifles in the mix here. So it comes down to the rifles, and if they get strung out, if they don't have the link players or they get pulled around the map by Renegades, they're going to be in a lot of hurt. This is a top piece.
Flame lands, it isolates, and it baits. Stico now with a Mag 7, same angle. It's been working for him so far. Surely they check it a different way. What? They jumped over his head! No idea. No idea what at all. Well, that's a lot of space, and it should start to lean even further and further towards the Renegades as they descend. Alistair has ascended, and Sunny's equalized. This gets weird now. I thought that ramp would force the CTs into a maneuver, but Alistair up the ladder, they were ready.
This is dangerous. The Deagle close heart, 2 bullets to the belly.
Well, he's already found 1, and jumping around the corner, it's enough evasive maneuvers from Malta to get in, but Sicko's been sent out, and Sunny 3 kills in the round, 13 in the map.
That's a very important round here, and it might be the difference maker come the end of the game because Renegades are broke now. They went into that round. If they were able to pick that up against the janky buy of FPX, considering where the loss bonus would have been at, there was a chance for them to tie things up and even put themselves on a pedestal to close this out. And you can see Malta flubbing the jump, trying to get up and over. He has died to that position a bunch of times, but this was the difference maker. Farley in warehouse the entire round, gets 2 big kills, sets Sunny up here. Didn't feel like he had any pressure on him whatsoever. And the scoreline now 13-11 with Renegades down to just pistols. They've been able to put up a fight, but it feels like this has slipped away from them now. This will be 14. It would have to be, the power would have to go out at every person's house in FPX for them to lose this round, I'd say. That's still not a Jason Moses at all 100% though, because Inz has just got to, he's got one back.
He hasn't made it. You can see he did a full circle of his mouse pad there. And oh, Inz nearly had the impact frag. I think that could have changed things. Unfortunately now, I'm afraid it might just be a funny one for Maiden. Certainly had the impact. We highlighted just how much impact his frags in the previous have had on the outcome of this game. And it looks like he'll add a couple more to his tally. Ooh, reactionary stuff. 3 down. FunPlus Phoenix 2 rounds away from securing themselves their map pick in this series.
Oh, dearie me. Check the cash out, bottom left of your screen.
What do you so, I mean, Chad, with the impact of the previous, still ringing in their ears as they're staring down the barrel of 15.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Right now, without a coach, with the team who is still working out who the in-game leader is, as I mentioned yesterday, I do believe it is Malta, they've had to really bite the bullet here. They've just gone for a partial investment. It feels like they're flustered out of spawn, people running back and forth, not knowing who's throwing what smokes. And they're looking like they will concede round number 15 here with this buy.
Chance here. Very wide swing from Maiden. Punishes the tight line. Even a bit of chip damage on that
Still
Maiden.
putting pressure.
God, you're bullies. Yeah, they are bullying them.
You will stay in lobby.
Yeah, they're spraying you. They're smoking you out.
They even mollied in front of their smoke into radio.
Ugh.
Alistair couldn't even push
And
it if
now,
he wanted.
just as you start pincering with your smoke main, they're coming up secret. If Farley doesn't kill you all, yep, that's quite the pincer. Inz is on red. Seeing red. Unarmored Deagles. Feeling pretty flustered after this one. And yeah, it looks like with a 4 bodies and heart still beating for the Phoenix. Malta's unarmored Desert Eagle. And a wavering hope for the first map here. 15.
Well, that's the magic number. One more round is all they need. And this is where we will see the buy come out for Renegades. So the AK-47's equipped. Sicko could buy into an AWP if he likes. The rounds have been very similar, right? We've seen a lot of the smoke walls towards Secret, the insta ones that cannot be disrupted with their own Molotov. We've seen the L-block smoke at least once. Sicko will buy into the AWP. What are Renegades going to change up here to make this one work? Because a lot of their play seems like it's late ramp. They've been denied space by Stiko. Always seems to get one. There's the yard smokes again. Zen's nade going to do a bit of damage. Inz is peppered by that. Very fast on this. Zen will be rotating down. So Inz versus Zen on that lower side. And Farley close out with the AWP. Instantly smoked off. That's going to deny, and that's going to also give the information to Renegades that one is rotated lower, but make it two. Farley's down there too.
And a chance for Stiko to use that second AWP to once again neutralize and neuter the Renegades T-side.
Think about how passive he's been playing, and an AWP's here now.
Yeah, like they've been clearing that close box for like 7 rounds in a row. This time, there's an AWP staring you down, and they both pull the trigger in unison as Renegades' chances are cut in half.
Back to top, no nades left. They just have to walk out.
Okay, Maiden's going to drop one right on their noses. It's going to spread. They're both burning. This is so good from Maiden. Just the timing on it alone. Zen's now there, partnered up with Sunny. They're playing some team Counter-Strike. They don't need the team. Sunny will double it. And there you have it. Sigh of relief for Zen, perhaps, but FunPlus Phoenix looking rigid.